Hi everyone, Katarina from Bloom and Passion here. Thank you so much for watching my tutorial today. In this video I'm going to show you how I made these beautiful tissue box covers. Okay, this is how they look. This is the bottom of it, and this is where the tissue sits inside. Now this is not the size that I have bought for these ones. Let me show you. This one here fits perfectly inside. Okay, these are from Lidl. I'm not sure where this one came from. I just don't want to open this one, so that's why I'm showing you, demonstrating on this one. Okay, so now this fits perfectly onto the bottom of it, and this is how you would use it. The hole is reinforced with that little bit of a frame. This is a heavy cardstock. Now let me just show you all the different papers that I used. Okay, so the papers are exactly the same paper collection I used to create my mini albums. I don't know if I have shared this before or will share after this video, but they will come out in around the same time, probably the same week anyway. It is exactly the same paper that I used to match. Let me show you. It is these the mini albums that I'm talking about. Okay, so I used exactly the same paper collection that I had bought on Etsy, and I printed my own sheets out, and I printed my own papers out. I will share all the links below in the description box. So these are just all different color combinations. These are quite easy to make. Now I'm gonna put a couple away. It's too much on camera in here, too much on screen. Now the bottom of them I covered in white. I've started with coordinating colors, only I quickly realized that I'm gonna be running out of those colors to do the lids, so I had to change for white. The top bit, this navy one, because the navy one and the pink and then the burgundy color that I used, they are all from the Lidl cardstock pack, which they come like in a 25 pack, but only one color in it. So the base is made of chipboard, the rest is cardstock only. Now I made tissue boxes like this before, and they were made all from chipboard. I haven't shared those on tutorials yet, but I will definitely make perhaps a Christmas themed one. So yeah, the base of it is 1.5 inches tall. That perfectly holds the box of napkin inside, this way, and then this just slides over it and over that there too, so covers it completely up. These are perfect because you can make them any colors you want, you know, to match decorations of the room, or if you want them as a table decorations for dinner party, you can always match it to your colors, to your theme, and they will always look absolutely fantastic. Little tissue coming out. Now I was thinking about decorating these with flowers. I even made some. I don't know if I can find them now. I even started making some like this, but then I decided against, because I thought it was just too much. I think for a tissue cover this sits perfectly, perhaps decorated with little pearls or anything, but nothing that would obstruct that tissue to come out of that. So this one is quite easy to make, so now I'm going to show you how I made mine. Okay, so the tissue box that I'm making my box for measures 4.5 by 4.5, and it's 5 inches tall. This is from Lidl, but the measurements are easy to adjust if yours might be a bit bigger. If it's a bit smaller, these measurements would still be perfectly fine, because as I showed you, this one was much smaller, narrower anyway, and it works with the box just as well. So let me just grab all the stuff that I have prepared here. For the base, we'll need a piece of chipboard. Now this is quite a heavy one. I think this one was like 2000 microns, but you can use cardstock as well. If you want it sturdier, just use 2 pieces or 3 pieces of cardstock glued together, and you'll not need to use a chipboard then. The base I am covering up in this piece of paper, and this is just a piece of wallpaper. I love using wallpaper like this for projects like this because it doesn't crease, it doesn't crack, and it doesn't tear, and I think it looks beautiful. It's almost like a velvety texture to it. So what I'm going to do, this bit measures around 7 by 7 inches, and this one is 5.5 by 5.5. So I already covered it with double-sided tape, and I'm just going to remove the backing now. Okay, so now I removed all the backing, and I'm going to sit this roughly in the middle. It doesn't matter if it's a bit offset, it's fine because we'll not see this bit anyway, as long as this bit here is nice and smooth. I'm going to cut away these corners. I'm just going to apply some more tape on these bits here. And I'm going to fold these bits over. Now what I like to do, I like to push these corners in. So when I fold this bit over, it will give me a lovely beautiful corner. If I don't do that, it might stick out just like that. Do you see that? So that's why I like to fold them all in. It's a little bit of an extra, but it does make a difference to the overall look of the box, so I don't mind doing it. Now I'm going to add some more tape on this side. And now I'm just going to fold this into on the other side. Now this is going to be the bottom of my box. Okay, so to cover this, we don't need to because no one's going to see that, but I just like to add that bit of cardstock in there. This one needs to be just under 5.5 by 5.5 inches, and when I mean just under, it means like 1/16 of an inch under or 1/8 of an inch under. It just gives me that little bit of a border in there. Okay, but it's not too big, so it's sticking out on the sides. And now this is the base of our box ready. Now to make this bit, we will need 2 pieces of cardstock that will measure 9.5 by 2 inches. Okay. And on the, let me grab my scoreboard just here. Okay, so on the 9.5 inch side, I'm going to score down at 4 5/8 and 9 1/4. This will leave me with that little bit of a tab, and turn it onto the short side and score down at 1/2 inch. Okay, so do this to both pieces, and once you've done that, we're going to fold and burnish these score lines. And now we are going to do a little bit of a cutting. We are going to cut away this little corner in here on the 1/4 inch of a tab, just the bottom part of it, like so. And we are going to cut away a little bit in here, so just freeing up these tabs. Basically I just angle cut these bits, just like the same in here, and I'm going to do the same on the other end. So that's all I've done. Okay, so now I'm just going to decorate these bits, and I'm going to use this burgundy paper to do that. These measure 4.5 by 1 3/8 of an inch. So I'm just going to glue these on. So we will need 2 of these, and I'm just going to give this a little minute to dry. Now once dry, I'm going to attach these 2 together. So I'm just going to take a little bit of these tabs in here. Again, I just don't want any bulking, there we go. Again, I just don't want any bulking, so that's why I took these bits off. So I'm just going to add a bit of a glue just to that little bit of a tab in there. Okay, and I'm going to line these up. I'm focusing to make sure this core line matches this core line, so it's continuous, nice and straight. And now I'm going to attach the other side to this tab in here. I'm not sure if I'm in shot in here. Just again one of those long ones. It's just again one of those long pieces. Here we go. So now this should be nice and square. Folding these tabs in, you know, the 1/2 inch tabs that we just made. And this is how it will sit on top of this here. Now what I like to do in here, I like to use my grade to square this up nicely. So I'm folding these 2 tabs up in here, and I'm going to add a little tub of a glue just on the 2 ends of the bottom tab, and I'm going to glue them together. I just find it easier to kind of line them up this way, and I'm gonna do the same on the other side, because fiddling it on the wallpaper sometimes it just doesn't sit that straight, and in here I can use my grid lines as a guide to make sure it's nice and square. But what I can always do, I can take my napkin box and set it inside to make sure it's not too wonky, so then I can put this in. Okay, so here we go, this looks all right. So now I'm going to use a bit of color glue. I think it holds, I mean, this is what I've used on the other ones, and it holds very well, and I made these 2 days ago, and by now it has set very well. So I think I can trust it, but I suppose we will find out. Well, unless I make one for myself too. Again, I'm making 9 of these for the teachers, my kids' teachers in school, and alongside with the cards and the mini albums that I made. So hopefully they will hold up. I wouldn't want them to start falling apart when someone's using them, but these are not going to hold anything heavy, and this will be secured down further with a piece of cardstock that measures just 1/8 of an inch under 4.5 by 4.5, so it fits perfectly in there. So once I add a lot of glue on this one, you know, I'm pretty confident that this will hold it in place properly. Okay, go. Now I'm just going to wait here a little bit because this takes a little while to dry, this glue. And that's our base ready. It was easy peasy. Now the top bit of the box is going to be just as easy as this was. Nothing hard about this one. So to make the sides, we will need 2 pieces of cardstock that measure 10 inches by 5 1/4. On the 10-inch side, score down at 4 3/4 and 9 1/2. Okay, so you need 2 of these. Fold and burnish the score lines. Okay. And I'm just going to again remove a little bit of this tab, just the 1/2 inch tab at the end. I take the decorative paper that I'm going to use. Looking just which way did I do the other one, so I want these papers to be in the same direction, like so. Yeah, and these measure 4 5/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, and you need 4 of these. Now I'm just going to add glue onto this tab in here, and I'm going to glue these parts together, and just like so. And this is where I stop with it for now. I'm going to just let it dry for a moment. And now I'm just going to create this bit that goes on the top. So to do that, we will need a piece of cardstock that measures 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 and score, fold and burnish at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. Cut away the little corners. I worked ahead a bit. When I was making the rest of them, I forgot to leave this in one piece. So, but all I did is score down at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides, fold and burnish, and cut away these corners, okay? Because this will be sitting inside of the box like so. Now, if you want, you can put it on the outside, like this. Oh God. This would look nice too, only I wanted to do it the other way with these ones, but there's nothing wrong to put it on the outside. Now, before I glue this on though, I need to cut my aperture like this here. To do that, I used this set of nesting dies. Now I have them taped together in here because together the 2 sizes next to each other is what gave me this frame that I'm going to use on top of it. As my guide, I'm using this bit that by mistake I cut out the larger one when I made my first box. Now I didn't throw it away because I figured if I line it up to the lids that I need to make, this hole here will guide me to put this one in the center. It's just so much easier to see in here than without it. Okay. Now I'm just going to run this through my die cutting machine. Okay, so now that's cut out, I'm just going to reinforce these core lines. I'm going to take my little friend, I'm going to glue it onto that there. I find it easier to add the glue around this one. I don't know, it just worked better for me, easier for me, I suppose. If you want to add the glue onto the back of the frame, you can do that. You could also cut this out with double-sided tape attached to the back of it, and then it's just a matter of peeling it back and sticking it on. Okay, so now I'm just waiting for this to dry a little bit. Like so. Now I'm going to glue it, just trying to make some room in here. Now I'm going to glue these onto the top of this one. Make sure it's the top, not the bottom you're going with. It doesn't really matter with this paper, it's not quite directional. I'm gonna go this way, I think. Okay, so now I find it easier done this way while it's still not attached together. But with some of them that I made, I think it was 7 of them, I forgot and I attached it all together. So then I had to go in and attach it that way. It's still doable. You know, it wasn't too bad once I got used to it. But I find it is just less fiddly if you do it this way. So just take one of the tabs, line it up to the bottom, any of these pieces, okay? So line it up to one of these. Make sure it's nicely lined up, like so. And now add glue to the next tab. And fold this bit up. Turn the whole thing and just make sure you press it down so the glue spreads out and sticks properly. So now I'm gonna go on to this side. I'll put this down because the glue is still not super dry and I don't want it to start coming away. So now I'm going to add my glue onto this tab. And fold it over again. Make sure it's lined to the top. Okay. I'm going to go in and press it down. There we go. And now there's just one more tab left, and when I'm doing this one I'm going to add the glue onto this tab as well. So this will slide into there and these two will get stuck on together. Okay, so glue onto this tab and on this one as well. I'm just spreading it out a bit. I don't want it to start oozing out because I think I added a little bit too much there. Alright, so that's perfect. Now I'm going to slide this tab in here. Make sure it grabs onto the bottom, like so. And also I'm gonna grab my bone folder and I'm just gonna go in there. I know you can't see from the side what I'm doing, but basically I'm just pressing down in there to make sure the glue spreads and it sticks together. Like so. And that's the box ready. How easy was that? And how properly beautiful is this? I just absolutely love it. I think it's stunning. Now I don't know if I want to or I don't want to add some pearls on the top. Let's see. No, I don't think I do. I think it takes it to a whole different direction I mean, it's not bad, but I think I just prefer them nice and simple like this. Okay, so I really hope you liked my tutorial today, and if you did, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I have some amazing beautiful crafts coming up, gift ideas, cards, gift bags, Christmas stuff, everything's on the go. So please, if you'd like to see what I create, hit the notification bell as well, and you will get notified anytime I upload a new video, which I'm hoping, I am aiming for being a lot more often than it had been lately, which I was just too busy with all different commitments. I'm really hoping to get a lot more consistent with my tutorials. I am committed. It's like 2:45 in the morning and I'm still recording videos, so yeah, I am committed. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you the next time. Until then, bye!